Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So as I mentioned last night, when we were taking a look at Jiren, there is 4 sub EZAs here for a bunch of reps of Universe 7 characters. Now I have already seen what they all do, so like I do know everything pretty much going into this video, but like I just wanted to make this just so y'all know about this. I know it's like public information and Truth has already made a video on it, but like I think it's helpful, right? So first up, we got Piccolo here. He gets 100% attack and 30% defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy and lowers attack. That's a perfectly fine super attack effect. Again, I think personally I would have liked it to be flipped, but you know, it is what it is. He gets 1 key and 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. His attacks are guaranteed to hit when HP is 80% or less, and seals the attacked enemy super attack if HP is 80% or less when attacking. That's an interesting ability. The thing is, right, both this guy and Jiren got attacks guaranteed to hit. And then if we take a look, I brought up a bunch of the cards, but if we take a look at the news, right, we know for a fact that MUI Goku is going to be a new stage of the Universe Survival Saga, like Blue Zone. I would put money on it that he is going to have a big dodge chance. So that's probably why those characters have attacks guaranteed to hit, just so that it can help you beat this UI Goku stage. That'd be my guess, right? He gets an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack, which is nice. He gets an additional attack and defense 100% when there's another reps a Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. And if all allies attacking in the same turn are reps of Universe 7, he guards. So that's a pretty solid effect. Obviously, if you're running a full reps Universe 7 team, that's really easy to do, right? So I don't really have too much issue with that. He gets tournament participant category allies key +1 attacking defense 30%, and an additional key +1 and a defense plus 30% for allies who also belong to reps of Universe 7. So he is like a solid little support unit with guard, right? And I think that's perfectly fine. I've already seen his calcs for this. He caps out around like 1.4-ish million defense, right? Which is not bad, especially with guard, right? That should help him be able to live most normals in the game. And then if he's living normals, then that's all you can really ask for a character like this. So give him like full dodge, and then he should be completely fine, right? As like a solid little support unit, especially if you don't have a bunch of the big LRs that are part of the team. The only issue with Piccolo himself, right? Not only are his links kind of bad because he doesn't have Tournament of Power because he's not in the Tournament of Power, he's not on Universe Survival Saga, so he's not on LR MUI's team, right? However, what you can do instead is you can run this guy, these guys as a leader, right? And you'll be able to be completely fine with this because this character is good enough to have 2 of, right? Especially if they're floating. And then you just run all the rest of the Universe Survival Saga characters and you should be fine. It is only a 170 instead of a 200, but like it's better than not running a team at all. So I do think it'll be okay, but it is a bit of a shame that he's not on any of the big categories with some of the brand new LRs that you can actually run their 200% leads on. So it is what it is, but what can you really do? He is solid though. He got 17 here. He gets 50% defense, and then he causes supreme damage to enemy and raises his attack by 50% for 6 turns, which is pretty solid for a super attack effect. Back in the day, the 18 card was a lot better, and nowadays I think that this card is probably going to be a little bit better. So he gets 170% attack and defense at the start of turn, 17% attack and defense per key sphere obtained, an additional 50% attack and 20% defense for tech key sphere obtained. So if you get a bunch of tech key spheres, you're going to look pretty good. He gets an additional defense plus 50% when attacking. He has a medium chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attack, and chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 17% per rainbow key sphere obtained up to 50. Now, I believe to actually hit that 50, what is that? That's like 4? I think you need 4 rainbow orbs specifically, right? Because it's not an even thing, right? Well, I know, actually, you only need 3. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad done. Yeah, you get 3 rainbow orbs. He has 80% chance to dodge. He launches an additional super attack that has a additional attack that has a 70% chance to be a super when you have another rep of Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. And if there's also a Battle of Wits character, he gets a guaranteed crit. Okay, so the thing is, right, if this guy manages to get a decent amount of tech key spheres and then 3 rainbow key spheres, he's gonna have 80% chance to dodge. He's going to have decent start of turn defense because he's getting those key spheres immediately, right? And then he could potentially triple super attack, which is going to give him 50% defense 3 times. He can get up to some pretty impressive numbers. It's just going to be one of those things where it's not consistent because he does not make his own orbs. That is where the 18 comes in because she's the one that actually creates tech key spheres. But we also have, you know, LR Rubrian, who creates an absolutely disgusting amount of tech key spheres. So like it can make it work. It's just going to be a bit questionable for 17 because he doesn't make his own orbs, but he can definitely be really good, especially if he's just floating around getting 3 rainbow key spheres and having 80% dodge chance. Like we can work with that, you know. This 18 here greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy, and raises defense by 50% for 6 turns. That is really, really strong as a super attack effect. You get multiple super attacks with her, and she is going to be cooking her defense. I've seen calcs, I believe it was with 6, if she gets 6 stacks of this, then she's out over like 3 million defense, which is kind of stupid. So just keep that in mind, right? She gets 180% attack and defense at the start of turn. She changes both physical and STR key spheres to tech. She gains an additional attack and defense 30% per key sphere obtained, an additional defense plus 50% when receiving an attack. She has a medium chance of performing a critical hit, chance of performing a critical hit plus 18% per rainbow key sphere obtained, up to 50%. That's whatever, who cares about the crit, really? I mean, she's going to do decent damage if she gets a bunch of attack key spheres, but like it's not going to be enough to like actually go out of your way for, right? She has an additional attack that has a 50% chance of becoming a super attack when there's another Reps of Universe 7 category ally attacking in the turn. And then she gets 35% damage reduction when there's another Battle of Wits category ally attacking in the turn. If we take a look at Battle of Wits, how many of them are on Reps Universe 7? Who's Battle of Wits on this team? Okay, not a lot of units. Well, these guys get their EZA, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. I mean, this 17's kind of already faded out. This unit could be, is really good. Obviously, it wants you to run her with the 17. Is AGL Krillin on here as well? Where's AGL Krillin? Is he not? Oh, that sucks. Oh no, he's right here. But he also has mysteriously not gotten his EZA, so maybe he'll be solid. And then that's an 18 to run for his passive effect. I don't know. I don't really like it. The fact that it's Battle of Wits is what gives her the 35% damage reduction. I mean, if she's over 3 million defense, then you don't really need the damage reduction because nothing's killing her at that point, right? 3 million raw defense is enough to live pretty much everything in the game, so it is what it is. I mean, it would be nice, especially if you're not in a scenario where you have those massive defensive stacks up. She is going to be heavily reliant on getting those additional super attacks, though, so do make sure that you have her with a full additional, so that way she's getting those out. And then here's Fit Boo here. He greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy with a great chance of stunning, which is solid. It's whatever. Would have liked defense, but it's fine. He gets 3 key, 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Additional attack and defense 200%. I'm going to assume this is on attack. They don't really specify, but I'm going to assume this is on attack. 50% chance. Oh, it actually. You know what it probably is? It's probably all tied to this. It's probably all tied to the 7 turns. High chance of performing a critical hit and high chance of dodging enemies' attacks for 7 turns on the start of turn. That's 50% for both, plus an additional attack, defense, chance of performing a critical hit, and chance of evading enemies' attacks plus 10% per representatives of Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. Now, the reason I don't really like using the Dokkan Wiki's translations is they don't specify here if this is self-excluded. Usually these effects are, but if this is not, he gets up to 80% chance to dodge, but if it is, he only gets up to 70% chance to dodge. So that's like a big difference, really, because that 80% is a big jump. Like, it doesn't seem like it would be, but it really is. So I guess we'll have to see whether or not this is self-excluded or not once the actual data download goes on, but that's a pretty decent ability there. He is still probably going to be runnable on Majin Buu Saga and like the Majin Power team, but Reps of Universe 7 is where he's going to really want to be at. He gains an additional attack and even 7% and reduces damage received by 7% with each attack evaded, which is very, very nice. He's going to be able to get some very high damage reduction. That's 11 dodges, though. So again, you really want to make sure that not only does he have full dodge in his passive, like in his hidden potential system, but that he also has access to those Reps Universe 7 allies and is able to actually get the dodges in before he loses his dodge chance. Right? That's going to be like a big thing for this guy. You're going to want to make sure that he is in harm's way. That way he is getting those dodges, getting that stacks built up, and getting that damage reduction. Because that's a big amount of damage reduction. His stats aren't crazy. I believe he gets to around like 800k, right? And that's only because he doesn't have any defense on the super attack effect, right? So he's an interesting character. I think he's good, especially for short content. Right, and we have a lot of really short content. 7 turns is a lot of wiggle room when you have these big, powerful LRs that are doing absolutely stupid, ridiculous amounts of damage, right? This guy's going to be completely fine. Again, you're just going to want to make sure that you get that damage reduction built up before his dodge runs out. So that's all of the EZA characters. Obviously, I did kind of briefly mention that we're getting a couple new stages. I think this is 3 stages because Evolution Blue Vegeta is the current hardest fight available in this red zone, so that's they just added him into the image. And then there's 17, Gon Frieza, Gohan, and then UI Goku. This is one card, so I'm assuming this is one fight. And then probably 17 has his own fight now. And then UI Goku is going to get a fight as well. This is probably going to be really, really hard. I'm kind of interested to see how hard it is. Again, I do think UI Goku is going to be one of those like heavy dodge fights, kind of like Harudegarn. Like if you did the Harudegarn Dokkan event, I think that's going to be what he's going to be, which is going to be kind of funny. We do also have more Super Battle Road stages coming out, as well as a burst mode for the Android 17 Dokkan event. Remember that guy does block key-based super attacks. So just keep that in mind when you're going through that burst mode. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this, right? Do let me know how you guys feel about these sub-EZAs. I think they're really funny. I do think it's kind of stupid that for some reason AGL Krillin gets put on like every single banner this year that he can be and has not EZA'd yet. He's been on 2 banners now, right, where he's been featured and he's not EZAing. I think it's kind of stupid, but whatever. Again, let me know how you guys feel about these sub-EZAs in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.